It's the radio guy, Dr. Mike France. Welcome back to another production here on the Open Mic Broadcast Network. It is our mission to try to bring you some news you could use. Today is no exception to the rule. I got on the line with me my long-lost brother. He took an assignment down at Southern University in New Orleans, leading their baseball program. Introduce some, present to others, Brother Olin O.P. Parker. What's going on, my man?
Not much, man. Beautiful Sunday out here in Dallas, and going to watch a little baseball, do a little recruiting.
Little baseball, little recruiting. Well, look, congratulations on completing your first season, man. I know you had some restrictions, but you kind of saw your way through. Give everybody a recap who might not be aware of what all is going on in the conference you're involved in.
Okay, so our conference is the Gulf Coast Athletic Conference, and on July 1st, we'll be changing names to the HBCU Conference. Also, in addition, we'll be adding 3 other teams: Voorhees, Wilberforce, also Stillman College, to go along with the likes of Talladega, Oakwood, Russ College, Wiley College, Southern University of New Orleans, Tougaloo, Dillard University. Sorry if I missed any, but I was just trying to get them out off top.
I know that's right. Now, is there speculation, had been anything approved yet that Houston Tillerson might be joining forces with you guys?
Well, I heard they may be joining in 2026, I think, playing 2026, joining in 25.
Okay. Well, that's exciting. And the rebranding of the conference to HBCU. Now, I know that, especially when it comes to these schools that are being mentioned, their focus is basically going to be like baseball, basketball, men and women's basketball for their premier sports, right? Or premier sports, I should say.
Yes. In our conference, no one has football. So the biggest sports is the men and women basketball, baseball, and I heard that softball is coming to be a sport also.
Okay. Well, that's always exciting to hear. Now, you coming out the gate, you did decent for the first year getting the program off the ground. Give us a recap of your season.
Well, the season we finished 12-8 in conference, middle pack, third, fourth area. Overall, we finished 17-21, but I had a lot of freshmen playing. 17 freshmen played, and I think toward the end they got a little tired. We started dumping a couple of one-run games, blowing 5-run leads late. So, if you had some more veterans, maybe the record would have been a little different.
Okay. Now, with that being said, you were considered a late hire for this position, and I know you had limited budget and resources to get this thing done. If I'm not mistaken, I think you had like 3 scholarships available for you. And I know it's a possibility of 24 on that NAIA level, correct?
That's correct.
Okay.
So we got started in July, which is really late, with school approaching in August. I was fortunate enough to already had a staff assembled, just waiting for a hire date. And it was about 6 guys, and we rubbed heads and started beating the bushes and came up with about 45 guys that we brought to campus.
Man, you had 6 guys on your staff?
Yes.
Wow.
The associate head is Alvin Robinson. He's a local in the area. He also coached at Xavier University for a couple of years. Then there's Errol Manu. Errol Manu is my JUCO teammate. Also, he coached infielders. He played at Houston Tillerson. Then there's Wendell Henderson. He's a Grambling Hall of Famer, played catcher at Grambling. He played in the Cubs organization and just a great baseball man. So he serves as the hitting coach, also my senior leader, and he also does the first baseman. Then there's Eric Fleury. Eric Fleury is a local guy that been in the New Orleans area for a long time. He's the brains behind everything. That's what I like to call it. He's a Notre Dame graduate. He coached at St. Augustine High School, and just all around good baseball mind. And then there's Trevez Brown. Trevez Brown is one of our young guys. He's a young guy. He's an outfielder guy, strength conditioning guy, and coordinator of all kind of exercises.
Wow, man, that sounds like a rich staff, man. Especially on the NAIA division, you're more equipped than some of the D1 programs, man, in the HBCU circuit.
It's good to know people, man. That's all I can tell you.
Okay, well, you got your first season under the belt, and I know you're not new to the game. You've been coaching this game for a long time, but now that you are the head man, what are some of the things that you had to quickly make adjustments to, or realize, like, man, I never thought about that until you got into that actual chair?
Well, the good thing about it, man, I've been around so long, and I've, been in different programs, and I've always, just started making checks on if I was a head coach, would I do this, would I do that? So I kind of played with that a lot this summer, and when we went to fall ball, I just sat in the stands and observed every game, observed the players, observed the coaching staff. Then we met at the end of the fall, and we put together a plan. So I believe in, if you have assistant coaches, you trust in them, you let them coach. So what we did was they come to me and say, here's the lineup, coach, and we go with that, and we'll make adjustments as we went on. You got to have trust in your assistant coaches. You can't step in front of them and say, hey, we're going to do this, we're going to do that. We mean all collectively are going to get it done. So I just took the stance and said, hey, this you want to start, that's who we playing. And it was really, really successful for us.
Okay, now let's play devil's advocate just for a moment. You got 6 guys, I believe, you called off on your staff, right?
Yes.
What about those programs? I'm assuming it's going to be a much different approach if, say, it's you and maybe 1 assistant and 2 if you're lucky. How do you handle that then?
Oh, I saw that, and I've been involved in that. At Grambling State, it was just me and another head coach, and at Baton Rouge Community College, it was the same way. When I was at Mountain View, we had about 3 coaches, 4 coaches at times. So, not having enough coaches, man, is really not fair, because when you're practicing, somebody's missing out on something. Somebody's not getting the reps. So in our practice, if you will watch our practice, you're going to see a guy with their position coach at all times until we start our hitting phase and going through that portion of practice.
Okay. Now, if you're in a situation where you don't have that luxury, how do you overcome that? Or can you overcome that?
Absolutely. The key to overcoming everything is being organized. If you're organized and structured, the guys will follow along. When I was at Louisiana Tech, I did the outfielders and catchers. We had an infield coach, and we had a hitting coach and a pitching coach. So being structured is always the key.
Okay. Now, do you have a designated pitching coach? I heard you call off different positions. I don't know if I heard a pitching coach.
Well, Eric Fleury served as our pitching coach the first year. Next year, we're bringing in a full-time pitching coach, so Eric Fleury can go to the catchers. So also, I'm adding a guy, Reggie Gaines. That's a good friend of mine. He's a Southern graduate and just an overall good baseball man.
Okay. We're talking with Olin Parker, head baseball coach for the Southern University New Orleans, and he's still in the same system as Southern of Baton Rouge. And I'm assuming that you guys will continue to mix and match on your scheduling for the future. And do you have any other SWAC opponents that you're eyeing down to try to see if you can get some games with?
Yes, sir. As you mentioned, we're going to play Southern in the fall and in the spring. Also, we're going to do a home and home with Alcorn State University. Nickel State just won the Southland Conference, so I'll be reaching out to that guy to play a couple of midweek games with them also. Okay.
And you got the luxuries of having a turf, at least on the infield, for your home field, man, and get a lot of practice work in and a lot of games in, which can come up in that rainy season. What's the benefits and the luxuries of having that use of the RBI stadium?
So, Mike, like you mentioned, we use the RBI Academy, which is an all-turf field that would never we had no rainouts because of that. Also this year, special, we're trying to put together with Dillard a Ryan Washington Classic, similar to what the swag schools were doing in the beginning of the year, playing at the RBI Academy. We're putting that together with a couple of D2 teams in the surrounding states. So I think that'll be a good way to kick the season off also.
Okay. Now, we know that the magic sauce for all of this is recruiting. I know you have, now before we go to the recruiting part, do you have in the foreseeable future a chance of increasing your scholarships, or you're going to have to work with what you have right now as far as recruiting and adding depth to the team?
Well, Mike, true to be told, I'm not the kind of guy that sit back. So I'm going to fundraise and increase the scholarship that way. The school can only do so much. So when guys always blame anything on the schools, I don't believe in that. You got to go out and fundraise. You got to come up with some kind of ways to make it better. You can't sit and wait on the school. It is what it is. We're not a SEC school. And when I was at Louisiana Tech, when we were in the WAC and Conference USA, I learned some fundraising tactics that they use to make it all look even.
Okay. I got to ask, do you dare to share those tips?
Nah, I think I'll hold those down because somebody in the conference may learn that and be able to beat me out. But the knack against us, Mike, is that we're the only school in the conference that's a public institution. So we don't have the funds like my neighbor, Dillard. Dillard got $300,000 in scholarships that they can give out. So I don't have that luxury. And I know it going in, but I'm not going to cry about it. I'm just do what I can do.
Okay. Now, when it goes to scheduling your non-conference games, are you kind of restricted to a certain location, or you have the autonomy to kind of go where the games will take you?
Yeah, I'm pretty much free to go wherever I need to go. But like you said, having an all-turf field, people are more reluctant to come and play you because the chance of a rain out is pretty slim.
Okay. And as far as recruiting, what's your recruiting approach?
Well, one approach I could really sell is that, we play in one of the best stadiums in the conference, so that's always an advantage. Kids today, they want to see that turf field. They want to see what you got. Secondly, is our school is right across the street from MLB Academy, so a kid without a car can still be successful academically and athletically. Third, I've been in so many different components of baseball that my recruiting is unlimited in the knowledge of people and the guys that I know from every state. So that's been paying a lot of dividends also.
Wow. Well, it seemed like you're off to the right start, my man. And was there anything that surprised you in your first year being the head coach that may have kind of like, I never saw that one coming, but you quickly make the adjustment to it?
No, nothing never overwhelmed me, Mike. Like I said, I've been in all these situations in different schools with, different levels. I was pretty much happy to see that. My young guys, they stepped it up pretty good. I had a catcher who ended up coming in the spring as a freshman, and the guy ended up having to catch almost every game, and he did well. Also had 4 guys make all conference, and 1 made the all tournament team. So coming in, I'd say that probably was my biggest surprises. But other than that, nothing else.
Okay. We're talking with Olin Parker, our baseball guy. I missed chopping it up, which I know you had your inaugural season, so we wanted to give you a little breathing room to make some adjustment. But we got a little summertime and some fall recaps and everything that we can kind of go through, man. Can we get you back on for those?
Absolutely, anytime, Mike.
Okay. Now, here's some closing thoughts and comments for the folks that will be listening. Maybe you can throw out a recruiting line for someone who may want to come play a little ball for you.
Yes, I can be reached at oparker@suno.edu. That's oparker@suno.edu. If anybody's interested in playing for the Knights, reach me and I'll definitely respond back.
All right, our baseball brother Olin O.T. Parker, head man for the Southern University New Orleans Knights. Man, it's always good to catch up with you, man. I know you're going to take over some ball over the course of the weekend, and it's always good to talk to you, my man.
Thank you for having me.
All right, he is Olin Parker. I am the radio guy, Dr. Mike Prince. Thank you guys for joining in with us. Don't forget you can follow me on Twitter X at The Mike Prince Show. Subscribe to our YouTube channel at the Open Mic Broadcast Network. My time has come where I must exit stage left. So until the next time, you guys be blessed, and we'll see you on the other side.